house stood silhouetted against the bruised twilight, its windows like vacant eyes, a chill wind, carrying the scent of damp earth and decay, rattled the loose panes. Inside, Sarah clutched a flickering candle, its meager light swallowed by the oppressive shadows. She had inherited the place, a forgotten legacy from a Gradant. She barely remembered. Dust motes danced in the anemic glow, revealing cobweb-draped furniture and a pervasive, cloying silence. A floorboard groaned upstairs. Sarah froze, her breath catching in her throat. She told herself it was the wind, the settling of an old structure. But then, a faint, rhythmic scratching began, emanating from behind a locked, heavy oak door at the end of the hallway. It was too deliberate, too insistent to be anything natural. Her heart hammered against her ribs. She had to know. The scratching grew louder, more frantic, like something trapped, desperate to get out. A low, guttural moan echoed from beyond the door. Sarah's hand trembled, the candle flame dancing wildly. The air grew heavy, cold, and a putrid, metallic smell filled her nostrils. The scratching stopped abruptly. A deep, resonant thud vibrated through the floorboard, followed by a slow, dragging sound moving closer to the door. Sarah's eyes darted to the keyhole, a sliver of darkness. She saw nothing, but felt a palpable presence, a malevolent weight pressing against the wood. A whisper, dry and ancient, slithered through the crack beneath the door. "You're home." The candle sputtered, then died, plunging her into absolute darkness and the chilling certainty that she was not alone. Old woman. Clutched her threadbare shawl, her knuckles white. The horrific hood was not a garment, but a legend whispered in hushed tones, a shadow that stalked the edges of their isolated village. It was said to be a spectral presence, a harbinger of ill fortune, its form a shifting, dark cowl that devoured light and hope. One evening, as the last sliver of sun dipped below the jagged peaks, a cold dread settled over the village. The wind howled, carrying with it a scent of ozone and decay. Lara peered through her window, her heart a frantic drum against her ribs. A ripple of darkness, deeper than the encroaching night, flowed between the ancient, gnarled trees at the forest's edge. It pulsed, expanded, and then solidified into the unmistakable, terrifying silhouette of the hood. Panic erupted. Villagers screamed, scrambling to bar their doors, but the hood moved with an unnatural speed. A silent, consuming void. It passed through the wooden walls of homes, leaving behind only an echoing chill and a profound sense of loss. Ilara watched, paralyzed, as it approached their own cottage, its form growing larger, more defined, a gaping maw of shadow. She knew then that the hood wasn't just a legend, it was a hunger, and it had come for them all. The air grew heavy. The very sound of her own breath seemed to vanish.